rich! My dad can own you! Powerpuff Girls, I need you! I can't open the pickle jar again! This darn pickle jar! Are we doing this already? Okay, I didn't know that. Let me just put this to the side and save it for later so I can talk to you, Townsville. Good morning, Townsville citizens. Today I want to talk to you about a very important topic, childhood obesity. Michelle thought I would be the perfect person to talk about this topic because I'm the man. I love children. The Powerpuff Girls are children. I kiss the babies on the forehead. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, Townsville, I just love the children. They're just so cute. Please take care of your kids. Feed them healthy foods. Give them desserts occasionally. And make sure to always kiss them on the forehead. Just like your mayor does. I just love these kids so much that I'm here to tell you that our children are obese. And we don't want that for our kids of Townsville. So let's move on to the big mayor chair and talk about this. Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. My thoughts will probably offend you. My name is Michelle McDaniel and I am a cosplayer. A proud mommy of a beautiful little girl named Yoshi. A personal trainer. And this is the third of the 5 episodes of Powerpuff Week on this channel, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of them. They're all connected to each other, so they're even better if you watch them in order. Now, I understand that this is a very sensitive topic when talking about children, especially when we're talking about obese children, and especially if you are a parent watching who has an obese child. But please watch the whole video and do not judge my title just like you are probably judging me because I am a grown woman dressed as a cartoon mayor. All we're going to do in this video is lay down some facts, mixed with a ton of cartoon references.
Hold up, girls! Someone has stolen my clothes!
And then end it all with some positivity. Because that's how we do it on this channel, and maybe eat some pickles along the way. Okay, I'll stop. I'll be serious. So you guys wanted me to talk about a boy who went blind from having a diet that consisted of Pringles, white bread, and French fries. Scientists from the University of Bristol examined the case of a young patient whose extremely picky eating led to blindness and have warned of the dangers of a poor diet. The unidentified patient told doctors he had only eaten fries from the fish and chip shop, Pringles potato chips, white bread, slices of processed ham and sausage since elementary school, and he avoided foods with certain textures. He first visited a doctor at age 14, complaining of tiredness, according to a case report published in the Annals of Internal Medicine. He wasn't taking any medication, had a normal BMI and height, and showed no visible signs of malnutrition. Doctors discovered low vitamin B12 levels and anemia, treating the patient with vitamin B12 injections and offering dietary advice. 1 year later, there were signs of hearing loss and vision symptoms, but doctors did not find the cause. Eventually, he went blind. Now, I wanted to bring this up because the boy wasn't obese from what I understand, because I would think from all the articles that I read, they would plaster that up there and say his weight and how much overweight he was. And I didn't see any of that. So in my mind, he is just an average weight boy who happened to have a very horrible diet that was just a lot of processed, fatty, not natural foods. So I thought this was a very good opportunity for me to say that a lot of average size or skinny people have health issues too with what they're eating. What we feed children is important. Yes, calories are very important, but the quality of our food is very important as well. I know many people who work out all the time but smash McDonald's on the daily, eating greasy, artery-clogging foods, and they have heart issues. Look at the Powerpuff Girls. They're scared of eating broccoli. We had to have a good heart-to-heart talk about their health, and now they're eating those green, delicious little morsels and saving Townsville while they do it. But athletes and bodybuilders usually have a lot of heart issues. The fat acceptance individuals love to say, well, thin people have health issues too. They have heart issues too, and they are completely right in that aspect. And they always also say that thin doesn't equal health. And I agree with that completely. That is something I agree with the fat acceptance movement on. But this was a great opportunity, whether the boy who went blind was heavy or not, to just say that yes, thinness does not mean that the person is healthy. If you go out and just look into the world and you look in thin people's carts in the grocery store, a lot of them will have their cart full with unhealthy food. A lot of people on the internet doing these mukbang things are not obese, they're still relatively healthy looking. So just something for you guys to think about, and something that I do agree with the fat acceptance people on. Now let's look into another story that happened in 2018. A 13-year-old has collapsed and died due to being severely obese at 16 stones. That's 224 pounds. The teenager is believed to be a young victim of the frightening rise in youngsters who are overweight. Postmortem by a pathologist said he could find no other reason for the clot developing apart from the youngster's severe obesity. The boy, who is not being named to protect the family's privacy, had been to see his doctor the day before he died complaining of swollen feet. By the time he died earlier this year, he had a body mass index of 42 and was twice his recommended weight. NHS school nurses weighed the boy when he was 10 and sent a letter home to his parents about his weight, but it was apparently never followed up. So just a second, anyone watching right now, me included, could you just imagine if any of the children of the fat acceptance women went to school and came home with a note saying, your kid is pushing the weight thing, he's obese, and something needs to be done with his or her weight? Could you imagine how much rage, how much just backlash that school or whoever the nurse was who sent that home would get? And my question to you is, what would you guys do if you had an obese child or someone who was about to get obese or just overweight, came home with that note? What would you do? Say to the kid, and what would you say to the school? I'm very curious as to what Townsville's opinion is on this one. The boy's post-mortem report also showed he had an enlarged liver with evidence of fatty liver disease, an early sign of liver failure due to obesity. Dr. Jude Oben, who works at Landon's Royal Free Hospital, said children and adults were at high risk of blood clots due to their obesity, he said. I've not heard of it in a child. It is shocking and tragic case. The obesity constricts the blood flow in the legs, a clot forms due to sluggish flow, it breaks off and lodges in the pulmonary artery in the lung. A leading obesity expert, Tom Fry, of the National Obesity Forum, that schools and other professionals should do more to flag up overweight kids. So that is another question that I actually have for you guys, Townsville. Do you think that the schools should be more involved in overweight, obese, morbidly obese students? Now, we don't know what is going on in people's homes, but personally, I don't see a lot of effort being put forth when it comes to obese or overweight kids. I personally don't see a lot of effort getting put into just average sized kids eating healthier. I mean, the school lunches are crap. The food that is marketed towards children is crap, and they wouldn't have so many commercials, so much, advertisement of these foods to kids if people weren't buying it. Usually when I go to the grocery store to buy all my pickles, I mind my own business, but being a personal trainer, I do like to look in people's carts occasionally, especially since I've been working on this video, and average sized people, obese families, if I look in their carts, they've got so many fruit snacks, cookies, chips, crackers, sugar-filled yogurt, everything that's just sugary filled, chips and salt and snacky, just filling up and spilling over in their cart. And they're feeding their kids that, and that is gonna set them up for when they get older. Can I just be completely honest with you and tell you something that makes the mirror very sad? An adult that is leading a kid down the path of food addiction. So yes, I find it very, very just heartbreaking when I see a parent who's not educated when it comes to health leading their children down the path of food addiction. But something that makes me even more sad and actually quite frankly pissed off, and the mayor doesn't get pissed off very much. I get more sad than anything. The whole pickle situation seems to happen every day. But something that really does just irk the mayor is when there is a parent that is getting healthy or is healthy, whatever the state being, they're trying to get their life together and be a healthier person, or they already got there, but they feed their kids shitty food. Oh my God, look what you made the mayor do. I used a potty word. But it's just true. I don't understand why these people say, well, kids are just kids. It's what kids just eat. What you give your kids when they're little miniature humans is going to set them up completely for what they decide to eat when they are a full functioning citizen of Townsville adult. They're either going to have a really hard time taking the steps to get healthy like I did, or they're just going to continue to eat how they did as a child and then have a very slow, painful, and sudden death, just like the boy from the article. Most of the food marketed towards kids are some of the sugariest foods out there, and we feed them that at the start of their day. I personally ate so much cereal before school, Captain Crunch to be exact, and Cookie Crunch, and we wonder why people can't focus in class. If your kid is eating the typical American diet, then your kid is probably a sugar addict, and will be a sugar addict when they grow up, and struggle, just like I did. And still do, Townsville. I still struggle, and I will struggle for the rest of my life. Do you want your kid to struggle for the rest of their life until they die? Seriously, it sucks. Please change it so your child does not join the old mare on the struggle bus. Because it's not fun. It stays with your kid. Think about it next time you're making their lunch and it's just full of sugar. And I know it's hard because I'm sure your kid will just beg you for those Rice Krispie treats and that cookie and that fruit roll-up. And you have to say those words that every kid hates. No. I went through the same thing with Yoshi. Guess what, Townsville? It's story time. Yoshi was my first dog that I got to pick out, pay for, train, and just love. She's extremely food motivated, so I trained her with lots of treats, and the amount of treats that I gave her trickled into her adult years even when I wasn't able to play with her or walk her as much as I could because I started working full-time and going to school almost full-time. And so she got, what's the word that a lot of you people like to use? Thick. People would even tell me, you're a personal trainer. Yeah. You're fit. Yeah. You've won tons of trophies for being fit. Yeah. And? Why is your dog fat? Fat. Fat.
Fat.
Oh my gosh, how dare you call my little perfect baby fat? She's not fat, she's beautiful. She's a fucking queen. Eventually, I started to see a decline in my little baby's health, and it made me very sad that I was the one to blame for her decline. So I had to put my foot down. Forced myself to get up earlier to take her on a 30-minute walk, which she hated at first. Forced myself to not give her any extra treats, even though she would beg me and go as far as throwing her whole body at my face. Eventually, she started slimming down. She started enjoying the walks, begging me to go on walks, playing more, playing longer. She seems to always want to be active, and people even think that she's a puppy. I meet a lot of other pugs that are younger than my dog, and they're overweight, they don't really move a lot, and they just seem very sedentary and super slow. And I personally think it's because a lot of the pug owners, and I was one of them, was like, well, they're a pug, it's kind of part of the whole pug thing, they're supposed to be like that, slow, fat, and just, you know, sit there and be my little companion. I saw a huge difference in my Yoshi when I would always stay active with her to when I took away all of her activity because of my own personal things going on with work. I mean, she still complains about me not giving her so many treats, but she's fine. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is you have to put in the effort. You made the choice to have a child or get an animal. So it's your responsibility to put your foot down and make sure that you are doing your job when it comes to their and your health. I really had to shout out this mom, this amazing mother from Instagram who put her foot down and loved her daughter so much that she got her daughter healthy, her obese daughter healthy, and lost weight. I'm not sure exactly what her exact weight was at this stage, but Melanie is 5 years old. Her mom took control, changed her diet, got her active. She even made food fun for her little baby girl. And just look at the after. She looks so much more comfortable. Picture on the left is when my sweet girl was at her heaviest. There is just no words than she is just a different kid. If you guys remember our wonderful friend Sonalise saying putting a child on a diet is on the same level as sexual assault. I find that completely ridiculous and absurd because if this mom didn't do something about this beautiful child's weight, the child could have ended up like the kid that we talked about in the beginning of this video. So please go to the Instagram and tell the mom good job, and of course little Melanie, great job with her getting on the path of health. I find that story just amazing. If we make the decision to have children or get a pet, it is up to us to make sure that they live the healthiest life that we possibly can give them. I know many people do not like to hear that it is their fault for their child's unhealthiness or unhealthy weight, but I'm sure you also do not want to hear that your child or your pet just died from something that was very preventable. I love kids and animals so much that I need them alive and healthy because I need help with my pickle jars, which reminds me. Miss Bellum! Miss Bellum! Miss Bellum! Yes, Mayor. The pickle jar is acting funny again. Mayor, you know I can't do this for you after I leave, and today's my last day in Townsville. Please, Miss Bellum, just this one last time. Oh, Miss Bellum, I'm gonna miss you so much.